The diner was nearly empty when Daniel walked in that rainy Tuesday night, shaking the cold off his jacket. He'd spent the whole day fixing air conditioners across town and just wanted a quiet meal before heading home. The place smelled of coffee and bacon grease, the kind of comfort only small-town diners know how to give. A waitress approached, young, maybe mid-20s, with tired eyes and a smile that didn't quite reach them. "Evening, sir." "What can I get you?" she asked softly. Daniel glanced up and froze. There, just below her right eye, was a bruise, faint but unmistakable, half hidden under makeup. Her hands trembled as she wrote his order. "Just a coffee and burger," he said, but his voice had softened. As she walked away, he noticed the way she moved, careful, quiet, like someone trying not to make a sound. In a world where too many people look away, stories like this remind us how powerful simple kindness can be. If you believe empathy still matters, please like this video and subscribe to Broken Chains. Your support helps us share more real stories that inspire courage and change. Daniel sipped his coffee, eyes following the waitress. Every few minutes, her gaze darted toward a man sitting at the counter. Tall, broad, maybe in his late 30s. He didn't look like someone just grabbing a meal. His stare was sharp, possessive. Every time she flinched or moved too slowly, his jaw tightened. Daniel had seen that look before. Years ago, in his sister's eyes, before she escaped a man who controlled every breath she took. He knew what fear looked like. When the waitress, her name tag said Emily, brought his plate, he said quietly, "You okay, miss?" She hesitated, then whispered, "I'm fine." But her eyes said something else entirely. Daniel leaned back, uneasy. He looked around. The other customers, a couple in the back, a trucker near the door, pretended not to see. The cook kept flipping burgers, pretending not to hear. Everyone knew. No one acted. Emily's steps grew heavier as the man at the counter finished his drink. "You done, Emily?" he barked, his tone sharp enough to slice the silence. She froze. Yes, she said, voice barely above a whisper. Daniel's stomach twisted. Something in him snapped. He stood up slowly. "Hey," he said firmly, "how about you let her finish her shift before you start barking orders?" The man turned, eyes narrowing. "You talking to me?" Daniel didn't blink. "Yeah, you heard me." The diner went dead quiet. Forks stopped clinking. The trucker at the door turned his head. Even the old jukebox seemed to pause mid-song. The man sneered. "You don't know who you're messing with." Daniel stayed calm. "Maybe not. But I know what you're doing, and I've seen how it ends." Emily's hands shook. "Please don't," she whispered, voice breaking. But Daniel didn't move away. "Call the cops," he said to the cook, eyes still locked on the man. The man lunged forward, but before he could reach her, two truckers stood up from the corner booth. "Not tonight, buddy," one growled, stepping between them. The other held the man's arm tight. The waitress began to cry. Quietly at first. Then with the force of someone finally letting go. When the police arrived minutes later, the diner was still frozen in stunned silence. They led the man out in handcuffs. Emily stood by the counter, trembling. Daniel approached her gently. "You're safe now." She looked up, her voice cracking. "Thank you." "No one's ever done that for me," he smiled faintly. "You deserve better than fear." Outside, the rain had stopped. Daniel looked back through the window. Emily stood straighter now, tears drying on her cheeks. The glow from the neon sign reflecting hope instead of pain. As he drove off, he whispered to himself, "Sometimes doing the right thing isn't loud. It's just not looking away."